Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to dive right into something absolutely fascinating. Today, we're embarking on a deeply profound journey, one that bridges the incredible world of medical science with the really intimate, personal realm of deep emotional healing. You know, we spend so much of our lives looking outward, right? We're constantly trying to understand the universe around us, but today we're going to turn our focus entirely inward to explore an absolute marvel of biological engineering that lives right inside you. In fact, I want you to do something for me right now. Wherever you are, just gently place your hand over the left side of your chest. Relax your shoulders, take a gentle breath, and just listen for a second to that silent, steady thump, 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 echoing within you. That biological clock has been running continuously, without a single pause, since the 4th week of your existence in your mother's womb. Whether you're sleeping, waking, or entirely consumed by the endless worries of the outside world, your heart remains right there. It is your absolute most loyal companion, beating every single rhythm just to sustain your life.
It's wild because we so often take the presence of a heartbeat completely for granted. Usually, it's only when our chest aches from deep exhaustion, or maybe when our heart skips a beat from sudden fear or anxiety, that we suddenly wake up to the fact that it's even doing anything. But have you ever paused to wonder how a small mass of muscle, literally no larger than your own fist, possesses such monumental, unfathomable energy?
To really put this into perspective, your heart contracts over 100,000 times every single day. 100,000 times. It keeps a rapid, steady, unwavering pace, and it requires zero conscious effort on your part. It just acts as this tireless engine of your physical existence.
And with those contractions, every single minute your heart is pumping about 5 liters of life-sustaining blood. It is an extraordinary feat of endurance. I mean, no man-made machine can truly replicate that kind of output with such incredible longevity and grace.
Now, what's truly astonishing is the sheer scale of what your heart is actually supporting. That fluid of life is pushed through a vast, almost unimaginable network of blood vessels. We're talking about a network stretching over 96,000 kilometers inside your body. That is literally more than enough to wrap around the Earth twice, and it's doing all of that just to nourish every single cell and every organ you rely on. But as we're about to see, the heart is not merely an unfeeling mechanical pump.
So is it just a pump? Or is it actually something more like a wise conductor? A kind of sacred bridge connecting our physical body to our emotions? Well, to decode this mystery, we turn to the insights of the world-renowned cardiologist and author Dr. Sandeep Jauhar, who has dedicated his entire life to researching this organ. His work proves that the heart does not function on pure muscle power alone. It actually possesses its own independent, highly sophisticated electrical system.
Located right in the right atrium of your heart is something called the sinoatrial node. Medically speaking, it's described as the body's natural pacemaker, basically commanding the 4 chambers to contract harmoniously in an absolute closed loop. But I want you to think of it this way. The sinoatrial node is like a quiet, spiritual lighthouse deep inside your chest. In the dark ocean of the human body, this lighthouse is regularly and faithfully sending out tiny electrical beacons to guide the flow of life's blood. Every single impulse is a flash of light in the dark, and every heartbeat is the steady ticking of time, constantly reminding us of the absolute preciousness of the present moment.
But the marvels of the heart definitely don't stop at electricity. If we look at the field of modern neurocardiology, we uncover a really astonishing truth. The heart actually possesses its own independent nervous system, made up of roughly 40,000 neurons.
Scientists literally refer to this network as the little brain of the heart. This little brain can sense its environment, make independent decisions, and crucially, it sends powerful signals back up to the brain in your head to regulate your emotional ocean. So the heart is not some passive tool that just follows orders from the mind. It is a highly powerful, profoundly influential center of biological intelligence.
And this brings us to a crucial point about how this biological intelligence interacts with the way we live today. We are facing a severe modern human conflict, the battle between the rational mind and the genuine heart. In our super fast-paced world, we constantly over-rely on logic to navigate our days. We basically weaponize our intellect to suppress our trauma, burying our feelings deep down while smiling and saying, "Oh, I'm fine." But here's the thing. While the mask of your rational mind can lie, your heart absolutely cannot. It tells the absolute truth of your overload through a rapid pulse, a skipped beat, and a heavy, tight chest. And this brilliant biological feedback loop illustrates just how deep that connection goes. Have you heard of broken heart syndrome? It's not just a poetic metaphor. It is a very real, documented medical condition where the heart muscle literally physically deforms and weakens due to severe emotional shock or grief. This is concrete, undeniable proof of how deeply psychological pain impacts our physical flesh. The heart is basically the most honest litmus paper for our soul's true state. When you are deeply hurt, afraid, or overloaded by the sheer demands of modern life, your heart physically absorbs that shock. It literally changes its shape to carry the weight of your unspoken grief.
Your heart willingly absorbs all your psychological pressure. It converts your emotional trauma into biological responses, doing absolutely everything in its power to shelter your life until the very end. Every violent contraction when you're anxious, every sudden spike in your heart rate when you are afraid, is a whisper of absolute loyalty. It is literally your heart saying to you, I am still here. I am still fighting for you.
So, how do we take all this biological wonder and actively use it? Well, understanding this sacred, tireless mechanism allows us to realize a fundamental truth. Learning to listen to and truly cherish the heart is the absolute foundation, the core journey of self-healing. When life feels suffocating and your chest begins to beat with that familiar, heavy anxiety, the answer isn't to force yourself to just grit your teeth and keep pushing through. The answer is to pause.
So let's actually practice something together right now. It's called heart-brain coherence, and it's a practical, immediate way to honor that biological intelligence. I invite you to drop whatever you're holding right now. Just let your hands rest. Place one hand softly over your heart center again. Now gently close your eyes. I want you to imagine your breath flowing directly in and out of your heart area. Let's take a slow, deep breath in together, inhaling a sense of profound love and deep appreciation for this loyal friend. And as you exhale gently, release the tension, breathing out gratitude, letting go of the heavy weight pressing down on your chest. Let's do that one more time. Inhale love deeply, allowing fresh oxygen to nourish those tireless cardiac muscles. Exhale gratitude, signaling to your little brain that you are safe. Doing this instantly lowers your heart rate, and it calms your sympathetic nervous system. In this state, you reestablish your inner peace, perfectly aligning your mind with the quiet, compassionate rhythm of your chest.
You can go ahead and gently open your eyes. Learning to protect your heart means consciously turning away from toxic energies, being a lot more forgiving of your old wounds, and just granting yourself the grace to rest when you're weary. Remember, the greatest masterpiece of the universe isn't out there in the cosmos somewhere. It is beating right inside your chest. The journey of understanding yourself always begins by aligning your life with its wisdom.
So I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought. How will you honor your most loyal companion today? If you've ever felt your chest tighten from the overwhelming pressures of life, and if you found a moment of comfort and peace through this explainer today, please leave a comment below. Let us know so that on this shared journey of learning to listen to and love our hearts, we remember we're all still walking together. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll catch you on the next one.